There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you can swivel your neck, it's good enough. We don't really have a lot of dance moves going on here. Welcome, everybody. Podcast number 82. We got a special guest today. This guy is a legend, in my opinion, in this city, in the restaurant business. But before we get started, let me just introduce our sponsor of the month, or sponsor of the podcast, vapeup.co. Research shows that CBD is an effective supplement for deep, restful sleep and overall health and well-being. Studies also show that it is great for decreasing inflammation and can help alleviate anxiety and stress. Available in tincture, edible, and topical forms, and even in treats for your canine companion, Cooper. Shop online, vapeup.co till the end of the month. Use promo code FITCLUB for a 10% discount. How long have you had your dog?
2 years.
Ooh, is that your first dog?
No.
Have you ever lost a dog before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jen and I went through that. I don't want to bring a cloud over this podcast, but losing a dog, man, is the worst. It's the worst things. Yeah.
When I come over, Jen's got photos of dogs in the washroom.
Yeah.
Like, man, this is a shrine.
Yeah, it is. But one of the things that I've done is I haven't put any pictures of my dog into the new condo yet. I just don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's good to remember that, or do you think it's good to just kind of cut the ties and like move forward? Not that I would ever forget my dog, but do I need to put her in there and kind of make me sad? Because it doesn't really make me happy looking at it. You know what I mean? It really doesn't, which is unfortunate. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I got a whole bunch of pictures. I'm just not putting them out there.
Well,
That's a good question.
It's like your ex-girlfriend, right? Would you put your ex-girlfriend in your washroom?
Depending on how that ended, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if it's an ex, it always ended bad, right? Yeah.
So what? Let's ask the audience right away. So audience. Yeah. So Rick's asking, his dog died. He's wondering, does he not put a photo up, or does he put a photo up? Is that something that you want to look at, or is it something that you should maybe just keep it as a memory?
Yeah. And in addition to that, so we have members here, and they're awesome. So they, of course, made me like a pillow, framed pictures, a drawing of my dog.
Coffee
I've got
mug.
all kinds of stuff. Like I'm really appreciative of it, but I just don't know if I want to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is too bad. So, anyways, before we get started, I want to do a little pissing and moaning. You good with that, Cho?
Sure.
Okay, let's do a little bit of that. And I'll tell you what it is, and it's, of course, this COVID thing. We're not going to keep it heavy the entire time, but I do feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. This was a Facebook post that I saw today. Walmart is having a Black Friday in-store special, okay? So, and what they're advertising is all children's toys. So, of course, this has already gone a little bit crazy. There's almost 40 shares based on this guy's post. Joe, what's your opinion now? And before, nobody knows, I didn't do your intro yet, but you do own a restaurant, 3 of them actually. So Walmart is having they're encouraging people to come in store to buy non-essential items. How do you feel about that?
Well, if they shut my business down, I don't think they have the right to, market that section. I mean, going to Walmart should just for the essential, which is groceries only. They should block the other area off completely.
Yeah,
you said somebody was doing that, right? Like they did that.
Well, somebody sent me a picture saying that some Walmart somewhere in the world has done it, but I don't know if that's in Winnipeg, in Canada, in the U.S. I have no idea.
I think that's fair trade. I honestly agree with that. If they're open because they're essentials, then you should just be selling the essentials. Buying toys, buying little knockoff T-shirts. I mean, that's not essential.
Yeah, but talk about being tone deaf to the reality of today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just, and yet you watch a Walmart commercial and they've all got masks on and they're all spraying the snore down. They're doing their part during these trying times.
When do you ever see that? I've never been to a Walmart and seen that kind of spraying things down.
Everything is disheveled. Everything is disheveled. So it really annoys me, like the fact that, so you own a restaurant, we got the gym here, we're shut down. We're healthy people. We're trying to do better things, and yet these corporations are allowed to bring people in for in-house sales yet.
Right.
I don't know. Anyways, just something that I wanted to touch on. But before we get started even further, how about?
There we go.
What's that?
Are we done with that?
What, do you have anything to say on that?
Oh no, I don't know. No? I feel like if us being a smaller gym, if the big box gym were to be able to open and they monopolized all the clients, then I would definitely have an issue with that. So if I was a business owner and I was selling clothing, kids toys, toothbrushes, all that kind of stuff, then 100% I would have a big problem with that. Yep. So I just don't think that those businesses are maybe raising their points enough.
What, the bigger ones?
No, the smaller ones.
Oh, the smaller ones.
The smaller ones that are basically getting capped off here.
So who are the smaller ones that are going to compete with the Walmarts, though? You know what I mean? Like, I guess do we even have an option? Because I would like to shop there as opposed to Walmart,
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest. I don't like being herded like cattle into, like they even have the outside fences now. They make you walk all the way around.
Right.
But what is the option? Maybe we're maybe
where
we're
do you
talking
get
about
clothes
something.
From? Yeah, where else could you get clothes from?
I don't know.
Well,
I guess the
everything
mall.
in the mall is closed down.
Yeah, the malls
right?
all shut down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just big corps too, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
smaller retail stores, smaller
Yeah.
shops, like shops on Corden, like those little boutique little
Yes.
shops. Yeah, they all have to shut down.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about small toy stores, little boutique toy stores?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what they're advertising is toys.
Yeah.
Right. And while we're at it, let me make the point about alcohol. I put this on a post a little while ago. I got a lot of bad feedback. A lot of people were like, "Don't even think about shutting the liquor stores down."
Yeah,
and it might, and you might agree because you're in the business of selling alcohol as well.
Yep.
But I disagree that it needs to be open. And I'll tell you the solution to my disagreement, though, is when you walk into an LC, how many options do you have? Thousands,
yeah.
right? So everybody was like, okay, well, people are truly alcoholics, and it's it's kind of like their medicine. If they don't have it, they might die and overwhelm the healthcare system, and on and on and on.
Right.
Agreed. Fine, I get it. So why don't we do this? Let's close the store, just do pickup only, and limit it to 4 options. If you're actually using alcohol as a medicine, here's your vodka, here's your whiskey, here's your wine. That's it.
That's it.
Why do you need 85,000 options, right?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is I feel like they're just kind of cherry picking whatever they feel is, to appease the masses, I guess. Like they want to shut down you, they want to shut down us.
Yeah.
I just feel like they could be doing a little bit better if they
I
truly
find the
cared.
squeaky wheels get the grease, and we were all put into the same category. So us and massage therapists and physios and chiros and athletic therapists, and nothing against any of that. Like,
of course.
but it's why were we originally lumped into one?
Yep.
But they have an association out there that's lobbying for them. So somebody's getting paid to make sure that they stay open, right? But whereas the fitness industry, there's nobody getting paid to help us out. And same with the restaurant. Like, who's your union rep? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have yeah, exactly. And so while we're tied up and trying to like scramble and get our businesses and do whatever it is that we can to keep it open, they have people lobbying for them, and so they have a squeak. Right, they have a squeak, and so they get noticed, and everybody else is allowed to, and which sucks, right? Like nobody wants to do it that way. Like, oh, I got to complain to get anything. Like, just do what's right.
I don't know. Maybe it's about fighting, though.
Yeah.
Like, are there any restaurants like the guy that posted this? Jay Kilgore? He owns Finn McCool's and some other
he's
restaurants.
Like a lobbyist for restaurants.
He kind of is. He's a strong voice. I appreciate what he does. Like, do you know of anybody else that's really fighting for the restaurant business that's going against the grain and
No, not that I know of.
Not really, eh?
No.
See, yeah, we don't really have too many in the fitness industry. Higher level fitness. That guy, he's pretty opinionated. Shout out to that guy. You know what I mean? He's ripped us as being, maybe not the best type of environment to work out in, but whatever, man. Everybody can have their own opinion, but he's stood fast in protecting the fitness industry. So,
and I think you need guys like that.
Yeah,
right? Maybe
totally,
not maybe not too extreme, but you definitely need people like that, because there's people that will just, you know what, let's just move on. I'm like, I don't have time to do that.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
To go and stand at City Hall or go to a faceless or a maskless rally,
anti-mask,
right? Like, that's family day. You know what I mean? Like, my days are so packed, I don't have time to do that. So if there's people out there that, hey, I'll give you some money and can you go do this for us, then I'm all for it, right?
Yeah.
So,
but at what point do you stand up and fight?
You know what? I think once you get some traction, some movement, put together something, right? So like I have a cause coming up soon, so if we can talk about that, put together something for me, and I'm all in, right? Like, I'll bring my media, I'll bring my support, I'll bring my get the word out there and grow it. But I need somebody to, all right, not just yelling. Rah, rah, rah. Like, I need organized thoughts, right? So if you're going to be yelling, have it organized. Let's create an action plan,
Right?
And I'm in.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'd like to dive a little deeper into the restaurant side of things, but before we do, can I just do your intro so everybody knows why you're an expert and what we're about to talk about?
Jerome, can you grab the ballot box?
Oh yeah, we're gonna give away a little bit of money too. Anyways, our guest today immigrated to Canada back in 1999. Our guest today our guest today is the founder of Wasabi Group. The Wasabi Group consists of 3 restaurants: Wasabi, Chosabi, and
Choichi Raman.
Choichi Raman, and Wasabi Catering. This married father of 4 came to Canada from Laos when he was just 10 years old. Like most immigrant children back then, he started working at the age of 12, and has not stopped yet. His current role inside his company is food research and development. He's in charge of ordering fish and seafood from around the world and taste testing it before it hits their menu. My God, that's my dream job. He also has a big dog named Cooper and is probably the only Asian that doesn't like rice. Let's welcome Cho Venevongsa to the podcast. Woo! All right, so now everybody knows your background, so let's talk about the restaurant side of things and why COVID, or whether it's good or bad. Your restaurant is obviously shut down.
Yeah. All the restaurants are shut down, but we're just doing takeout only right now.
Right.
And curbside pickup.
Right. So what's your opinion on it? Do you really hate it? Do you think it's unfair that they shut you down?
Oh, absolutely. It's tough. With the shutdown, and we're probably doing only maybe 20% of our sales that we used to. Takeout just keeping us alive. So we don't have any alcohol sales. Our staff is now shrink down. We're on a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
Having families to help out. My kids are helping. My wife's working. Maybe one day Cooper will help out as well.
He'll be doing the contactless.
He'll be doing the marketing side.
Oh yeah.
Don't you feel like the trend moving forward is any business that offers animals on site will be the true champions?
I think so.
Yeah. Like if you could bring your dog to a restaurant, I don't even know why we can't. Like what is it? Because they're dirty or because of dog hair? People are allergic? What? What do you think?
I guess is unsanitized, I guess, in the eye of health department.
Yeah.
Maybe bringing disease,
get hair or
hair,
stuff flies everywhere.
people with allergy and stuff like that.
I guess, but as a dog lover, I don't give a shit. I would love to have dogs running around while I eat my sushi, man. No problem. You know what I mean? No problem.
But don't bring your cats in. They'll eat all my fish, man.
They have somewhere in the world, they have like these cat restaurants. I don't remember where they are, but you can go in there and you just hang out with cats and have coffee and tea and little biscuits.
I'm not going
and stuff.
there. I'm not going to any restaurants that have dogs in there. If I'm paying any money, if I'm getting my food and leaving, but I don't want nobody's dog next to me, man. It's just like when I bring my kids. We select which restaurants we go to. You saw when we went to Finn's, my kids were running around and I just let them go rampant because we had the whole area to ourselves because nobody was there. But a lot of parents just won't go out, man. It's just too hard. It's too difficult. So if you bring your dog better be the most. If I'm sitting there eating, this dog goes nuts, right? Like your dogs bark.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So it's.
Hey, the way you feel about dogs, the way I feel about kids. I want
exactly.
nothing to do with them. Keep them away. Send them to McDonald's. Leave me alone.
There's a time and place for them.
Well, I guess you're not coming over to my house, that's for sure.
They're not even kids anymore. Your oldest is 22.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
You look very young to have a 22-year-old kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
I start early.
Yeah. I want to talk about maybe the future of the business, in the restaurant business. So RJ's done a great job in pivoting from in-house to online, and I feel a lot of things are going online, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
Basically, you have no choice. What do you foresee as maybe seeing the future of the restaurant business? How can you deal with what's happening now and still make money?
Well, that's a tough question. We don't know what we're doing the next 2-3 months from now. And if this shutdowns continue till January, I don't know where most of the restaurants is going to be alive, to be honest.
Yeah. You think they're going to shut down?
Yeah. It keeps going till January because right now we're heading to our slow season, right? Slow season is like November until first week of December, and then we get this big spike of catering, party, Christmas and stuff like that, and it goes back down again in January, February, March. That's the coldest month of the year, right, in Winnipeg here, and that's the slowest part of our business. So again, how do we stay alive right now? I guess you got to start putting on your thinking cap, right? So we started doing gift card promotions right now, where for those that wants to help out most restaurants buy gift cards.
Okay.
So right now we're running $200 face value, $450.
Okay.
That's Wasabi Group, which consists of $100 at Wasabi, $50 at Choichi Raman, $50 at Chosabi for $150. So for those that are interested,
nice.
Shoot us an email. Right now we're not doing great. So that's it's not just my restaurants are doing that. I think the whole Winnipeg restaurants are now selling gift cards. It's a perfect gift and helping hopefully everybody helps out and support your local business.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
So tell me if I'm wrong. I actually made the statement that I feel like some restaurants are doing even better. Maybe I'm wrong about it. So I've gone to a couple of restaurants, sat there waiting for it, and like Watch Street. I was there the other day, and there was 4 people in the restaurant. There was, I mean, the cars were all running. I imagine there's probably 10 cars running outside, and High was just going bananas. There was just bags and bags of food, and I was just thinking, man, these guys are probably doing okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know, like they don't have staff serving or having to pay salaries by having staff anymore, and it's just so much food. So do you think a restaurant like that, do you think a restaurant could in fact be even more profitable because now your expenses are maybe a little bit lower?
Yeah, if their business model based on just a takeout business only, smaller footprint, lower overhead, yeah, they're probably doing very good right now.
Yeah.
But for restaurant like bigger ones, like the one I have right now is almost 6,000 square feet, where we do a lot of functions, parties. We have a big lounge. We're getting none of those. Those are all canceled.
Yeah.
Right. So now the restaurant's empty. We're doing 10%, and we don't get any alcohol sales.
Wow. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and we do specialized home catering as well. So I go out, like a lot of people's home. I customize. We do as far as Lake of the Woods, and all those are canceled. I mean, the summer we have a lot of cancel at Lake of the Woods.
So what does that mean? You go to somebody's home? Oh,
Yeah, so minimum parties that I would do for home catering would be 10 people.
okay.
So you tell me what you want, what your wish list is, what kind of fish you want. I'll find it and I'll fly it in. You want Kobe beef? I'll bring it in from Japan. You want bluefin? I'll bring it in. Snapper? I'll bring from New Zealand.
Okay.
And I'll customize the menu,
Okay.
pairing with what kind of alcohol do you want. You want Japanese wine, just whiskey, Scotch, or Canadian wine? I'll bring those in. And then I'll have my crew out there. We have a bartender, we have a server, a chef in-house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a service I didn't know existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess that's all gone to shit now that you can't organize any more than 5 people at once, right?
Absolutely. We lost a couple at Lake of the Woods. We do as big as 200-300 people, like, boat parties.
Yeah.
Right on the lake,
Yeah.
on their islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all done.
Well, and
So
I
what-
guess even
what are people doing with their money, right? Like, there's people are still making money. These guys just all of a sudden, they're broke. Like, they're still millionaires out there.
Oh, the rich are getting richer, that's for sure.
Yeah, They're
You're right.
Saving
You're
money,
very right.
saving money, less parties, and
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I was thinking like this month after the summer's over, the restaurants or the business in Winnipeg should be a lot busier. But actually, it's not. It's the opposite because I thought about our clients or anybody who can't travel, who can't go to the lake, can't travel the world. They can't go shopping. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Eat and drink, right?
Yeah.
But it's the opposite.
So why do you think that?
I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. Maybe
think people are cooking at home now?
Yeah, I think they're becoming very complacent.
Yeah.
Getting lazier.
Yeah.
No motivation.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for our industry, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of people will either out of fear of COVID alone, like they feel like,
that's true
hey,
too.
like I don't want to like leave my house, right? So getting people to work out is probably one of the hardest things to do outside of
try to
getting
get me
somebody to
out.
pray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like go to church, right?
Yeah.
Go to the gym, right? It's
Yeah.
it's hard to get for us. It's like a no-brainer, but to get people to work out is already a tough enough challenge, right? Because you
Right.
gotta work. Like this
Yeah.
is the only thing that you can't get somebody else to do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
Yeah.
And so it's hard enough to get people into this habit. And then when COVID hit, like this time around, it was a lot better than the first time around. The first time around, it was chaos here. People didn't know what was going on with their life. The last thing they were thinking about was a gym membership. This time around, they're more understanding of it. They're better prepared for it. But still, there's still like the population that just, I would rather just go back to eating bad and not working out. Like the eating habits is even harder to
Right.
change and getting somebody to work out. So it's like now they still have their bad eating habits, and now you remove the element of coming to the gym, and a lot of them aren't adopting to this new virtual world. So we're still losing that portion. And then there's people that, like you said, they just got lazy being at home. They're like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait on this, whether this takes a month or whether it takes a year. I'm just gonna wait. And it doesn't matter what happens to me. I might be miserable with my like how I'm looking and feeling, but you know what? I'm gonna wait until a vaccine. And then it's like I'm gonna wait until a vaccine is proof. And then I'm gonna wait until the government says that there's no masks. I'm gonna wait, and there's always a waiting period, right?
Yeah, but you think about it, if you don't go work out, you don't get active. You become depressed.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
become depressed, and especially right now when
Yeah.
it's like 4 o'clock, it gets dark, right? You know, I get up at 7, it's still dark. Because like, you know what? People get depressed. They need to go out and
Yeah.
you know, if we can move,
Yep.
go
Yeah.
for a walk.
I'll tell you this:
You
when
know?
we and I out of this, you're saying what's a good thing that's going to come out of this? So when the restaurants were open, my wife and I, we went 3 times a week to a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, and we never went. We used to go out maybe once a week,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're like 3 times a week. We would go to different restaurants because we want to support them, but B, it's something to do, right? Since we can't travel and this and that, so we're like, yeah, let's go out to the restaurants. So, you know, the positivity, the people that are not, they're conscious but not worried, you're gonna have a stronger brand, right? You're gonna have more loyal customers, and that's kind of like what we're building out of this right
Mhm.
now. Is like the people that can weather through this pandemic
Right.
are the people that are going to be here, not just a year, right? Before it was like great to get somebody to a year. Now it's you're looking at like a decade-long client. And so for you guys, the clients that stuck through, when you open up the restaurant again, man, it's going to be like Cheers. That's how I feel the restaurants are going to be. It's you know, you ask like, well, what's happening? It's like, what's the good thing? Well, it's going to be the weak are going to die off.
Mhm.
Right? That's basically what's going to happen with a lot of businesses. The ones that don't adapt, the ones that aren't making changes are going to wither down.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
or people are going to downsize, right? Like they might go to single units, but then it's going to be every business is going to be like Cheers. Everybody's going to know your name.
Do you think it's going to explode, or do you think it's going to carry over where people are still going to be leery and it's going to be a slow progression?
I think it's gonna be slow.
You think
Slow
so?
progression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the vaccine. I mean, who's gonna take the first? You know, who wants to be the first guinea pig, right?
Yeah. What do you feel about that?
I don't think I would not want to be the first guinea pig for sure.
No.
I want to wait till maybe 5 years, man.
Yeah.
Unless I have to. I got no choice. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I heard about
Yeah.
that they're possibly considering this. I don't know if there is for sure, but it was something that was put out there that in order to travel, you're going to have a vaccination certificate in your passport.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we probably all are
Oh,
going to
you-
have to if you ever want to leave
I
this
got no
place.
choice.
Yeah. I know Olivia,
Yeah.
so the boxer, she's out in Vegas now. So she wants to finish up her career. She's a former world champ. She's a friend of ours. She's
Oh, wow.
a trainer as well. She's out in Vegas now. She can't even go into the gym to train until she gets a test
Mhm.
to make sure that she's negative.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could just be like that. Hey, you want to come to my business? You want to come to my restaurant?
Yeah. Oh, right up
All
the
right,
nose.
you're good to go. Right? Like, is it going to be like that?
Let's go back for a second. I just want to ask a question to the
Yeah,
audience.
yeah.
What are you doing now? What are you doing? So
yeah.
now that you're working at home or you're not
Mm.
working, what are you doing? One of the things I'm doing is extreme organization, and I make my bed every morning. So
Yeah.
just something as simple as I used to never make my bed.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm all like, it's like I work there. You know what I mean? Trying to
Yeah.
make this perfect bed.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to know what people are doing. Like I've said this before, and I kind of shit the bed on it. I want to start cooking
Cooking, yeah.
for my wife because
Yeah.
she's a vegan, right?
Okay.
Or a vegetarian, one or the other. Anyway, so I wanted to try to maybe put together some more flavorful, colorful meals. Maybe you can help me with that.
Absolutely.
That was the goal. It was also to learn Spanish, which I am taking, but it's that's a progress, slow progress.
Mhm.
And the other thing is just my financial health. So like I'm big into the stock, so I pay attention a lot to that. So those are the 3 things that I'm really working on.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to know what are people doing? Are they cleaning more?
So the question to the audience is, what is everybody doing? Cho, what are you doing now?
What am I doing?
Yeah, you have
Restaurants are closed.
you have extra downtime. What are you doing?
Yeah, normally you would be in a restaurant, right? One of
Right.
your restaurants, you would stay there for 2-3 hours at a time. So
Yeah.
now, you probably pop in and work a couple hours, but it's probably half the day of what you used to do.
Yeah, my normal routine is like I usually get up by 11 in the afternoon and then go to work.
Oh yeah,
Restaurants'
true. You sound
schedules
like
are
Rick
different.
right now.
Restaurants is we don't get home till 2 in the morning,
Sure,
right?
of course,
I mean
yeah.
that's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
For the last 20 years, I never drove my kid to school. So I told my wife, okay, this semester I'm gonna drive the kid to school. So I
Nice.
get up at 7, which is it was hard for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm driving the kids to school. Clean up my garage, clean up my office, tidy up some stuff. Trying to learn, new venture. Like I'm really into real estate, so I'm, doing a little bit of studying,
Mhm.
a little bit of stock as well, and trying to educate myself.
Yeah.
It's
So you own some rental properties, or are you a flipper, or what?
No, not
Or-
really. No,
or-
I'm just starting to understand a little bit more.
Yeah.
So taking a new role now. One thing I didn't realize. Being a mother, driving the kids to school is not a freaking easy job.
What's your youngest?
Why?
14 is your
My youngest 14. I got 22,
Okay.
19,
Yeah.
16, and
Okay.
14. So I'm driving
Okay.
the 14 to 16.
Yeah.
I have no idea how hard the job was.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what's
Like,
so hard
well,
about
well,
that?
well, think about it. Try to get them out of bed in the morning.
Oh, they still do that?
Oh my!
I thought I would get out of that
God.
soon. Are you serious?
I am
Oh my
that
God.
serious. I
Oh.
would have to wake him up like 100 times, make breakfast,
Yeah.
try to get him to eat, even get him into the car.
That sounds like me every morning.
And the worst thing
My
is
kids are
you
1 and
fighting the
4.
traffic. I don't know. This is why mothers want to have a drink around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't this now I understand why they love happy hour,
Yeah.
Because the first 2 weeks I'm like, oh my God, by the time I drop them off, man, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how my wife does it.
Yeah.
So you
know?
remember when you were younger? Were you like that? Were you hard to get out of bed and hard to?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Tell me.
If my mom said one
we-
word,
Yeah.
you better get out of that bed or otherwise you get a bamboo stick, man.
Yeah, parenting was probably a lot easier back
Oh.
then. You just, get
Yeah.
threatened.
Sure. Well, you
Like,
could
I would
beat.
just get
Yeah.
threatened and I would straighten up.
Yeah, you're allowed to
yeah.
beat your kids.
My dad
You know,
don't
that's
have
a pretty
to say
good
a word.
motivation.
Yeah, my dad just looked at me and like, okay,
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
So why do you think that's different now than like why is your kids different than you?
I guess new generation. I never believe in hitting kids, right? I grew up with different background, different
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
We were taught different. Here I don't know. I think kids are a little bit more spoiled, more entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
It's their generation. I totally get it,
Yeah.
but I think kids are just spoiled, because we maybe love our kids too much. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have nobody to blame but yourselves, right? Parents
Absolutely.
spoil their kids,
That's
so
right.
it's almost like you created this monster. Now you have
I
to
know,
deal with
I
it.
know. That's what I said to myself every day. Look in the mirror, I said, "You bastard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: I'm not a parent, so I have no opinion on this. I'm just asking to learn. What do you think you could have done differently, let's say 5, 10, 15 years ago, to maybe not give them this sense of entitlement?
You know what? I think spend more time with your kids. I think
Mhm.
I
Quality
think
time.
quality
Yeah,
time.
quality's huge.
I never have that because I work 7 days a week, so I'm never home.
Yeah.
Right? I think I made a commitment the last almost 5 years now. That every Sunday night I would have a sit down dinner, candlelight.
Mm.
And I would buy everything that I can put my hand on around the world for Sunday night, and that's the only thing that I really
Make it fun.
make it fun and looking forward to every week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, every Sunday, every Sunday. Even though my 2 older ones are now, one's in she's at Queen University, the second one's in Calgary University.
Mhm.
They still call in every Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
Just to check what I'm
I like
cooking.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a tip. Like, to keep your traditions, you should do phone calls or virtual calls, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Even
Yeah.
if, like, we used to go to Neri's parents quite a bit on Sundays, so maybe we get on a Zoom and we just eat a meal quickly and then we hop off. It doesn't have to be long. just
Maybe
5
the new
minutes.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
have
well,
a conversation.
because we're business people. We're
Yeah.
busy. We're not 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I know it's hard, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. But I truly believe that spending time with your kid, like quality time, I think that then you can communicate with them more. I think as they get older.
Yeah. Would you say the time as opposed to buying them stuff? Is that sort of where you're?
I never believe in buying material for my kids.
Oh no.
I have never bought them Christmas gift, birthday gift.
Oh.
Yeah, I only take them on trips, or make a very nice meal.
Yeah.
Material things only last 2 seconds. You might go to dollar store, pick up something for them.
Yeah.
$2.
100%.
And then 2 seconds later, it's gone.
Yeah, it's
There's
gone.
no point of spending thousands of dollars on material, but
Yeah.
they don't.
I agree.
Yeah, the toys
know?
just get bigger and more expensive as you get
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
But it's the same when I bring Jet to Dollarama, every aisle. Daddy, I want this, and he'll
Yeah.
pick something up,
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
be like, "Are you sure you want that?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I want this." And then we walk, and then he's like, "Daddy, I want that." And I was like, "Okay, well, you got to put that other thing down.
Yeah.
You want this thing now?" And then he'll go and he'll grab something else, and finally we get to the register,
Yeah.
and then he forgets about it.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
there you go. He didn't walk out the store yet.
Then it's just something I step on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But you do buy it, so congratulations. You're
Oh, yeah,
creating your own little
but
monster.
but we reward him. It's
Yeah.
not like, hey, we're going to. It's more of a treat. So he understands that it's a treat. It's not a right. It's a privilege. We're gonna do this because of, you know what I mean. Like, there's
Yeah.
always a
Yeah.
thing. But
I think that's great. I mean, I'm sorry to.
Yeah, no,
I
go
think
ahead.
taking a trip is great.
Yeah.
Right.
time.
Yeah. I've been committed to growing up. I don't have much privilege. Right. I grew up in North End. I always wanted to ski, so I told my wife, I said, we have to learn. We have to teach all the kids how to ski. So we ski every winter. So even my wife, you don't see much Asian people up the hill, So now
you don't like rice and you ski. What kind of you got to hand in your Asian card?
Yeah,
man.
so
He's a
so all my
coconut.
kids are very good skier and snowboarder. So
Okay.
even my wife,
Yep.
she skis now. So so I have accomplished that, and I told myself I take all my kids scuba diving. So all my kids are now all certified. I'm certified,
Really?
except my wife.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
She a little fearful of the water
Yeah.
or what?
She just can't swim.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Nary
yeah,
can't
Sounds like
swimming.
all our wives.
Well, our wives just started getting private lessons from members here.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they have swimming pools, and so Jen was going to see Candace, and
Candace,
Neri
yeah.
was seeing Jenny King.
Yeah.
And my son actually was getting lessons from her too. Because
Yeah.
for me, like I'm a water guy.
Yeah.
I actually stopped snowboarding because I was like, what am I spending money going in the cold? I want to get away from the cold. So we used to we've been to Hawaii twice together, like us
okay.
and Rick. And so we go and I snowboard and I'm in the water all day. And so it's important that our family, so maybe that's one thing that people can do is like, if you go to Mexico every year, right? And it's like a big tradition or whatever it is,
Yeah.
your family, spend an hour a week and just do some type of Spanish lessons, right?
Yeah.
Like take the time now
Yeah, exactly.
to work on the things that you don't have enough time for when you're busy with family parties, outings, and like December is going to be a quiet month for everything.
Oh yeah.
Like the realistic of it all is they're just going to like keep it pretty low key in probably till the new year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like take that time and like really work on some stuff. Do 2 workouts a day. I started home workouts. I went down into my basement, had the weights and everything. I was like, man, this is
You got to do
awesome.
something.
This
You
is
gotta do
awesome.
something, yeah.
But I do have a piece of this carpet at my house.
Yeah.
I got a lot of weights, big nice open space fan. I'm like, what am I rocking a shirt for?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man, this is the best. So
And nobody's going to feel sorry for you because you have your own gym as well, right?
Yeah.
So, no, but you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
right? People are listening to this right now like,
Yeah.
well, tough life. You got
Yeah.
your gym. You can still go and work
Yeah.
out. And we get it. And, I mean, I'm thankful for the same thing, too. I have access to this gym, so I utilize it as much as possible. But, whatever, we have it. Some people don't. How are you filling out your time? Then, going back to that original question. And you just got to figure out how to work out at home.
you got to just enjoy the stuff that maybe you didn't enjoy before, right?
Yeah,
Like
take a
we
minute.
never did virtual prior to March, right? And I would have never done body weight exercises. And now I actually it's just okay. That's it. I got to do it.
It's just a big
That's it.
shift.
It's just a pop in your head.
Yeah.
And every time you want to fight it, you just nope. Like that's it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you find yourself going a little stir crazy? Like, do you ever stop and be like, oh, my God, I just need to do something. I need to get the hell out of here. Like, have you...
Yeah,
You found that?
yeah. At some point, you're like, oh my God. Like my wife asked me last night, so are we getting a Christmas tree? I was like, what do you mean? Well, I want to, make it festive. I was like, well, what about the rest of everybody? Are they getting Christmas tree? I don't want to be the one because we always get this huge, like fucking 10-footer and all that. This year, I don't want to go there and get it actually.
Oh, you don't want to?
You know what? I don't know. The spirit's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm worrying too much about the business right now,
Yeah.
so I can't really focus on. Hey, let's have a Christmas party. Let's go
Yeah.
get the tree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I always go. We always get live trees.
Yeah.
And that's always been tradition. Me and my little guy would go out.
Mhm.
Sometimes we would go and cut down, or we just go and pick one up.
Yeah.
But this year, it's kind of like, hey, well, how are we gonna stay alive in our business?
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like my business, you know what I do. My customers are businesses, right? So when when their businesses are suffering, they ain't buying embroidered hats. That's the last thing they're buying. They're just trying to pay rent. They don't need a T-shirt with their logo on it. So I am so down on the bottom of the totem pole with respect to what people need.
Yeah.
So my business gets affected.
Yeah, I
so
guess you'd be
huge,
below
man.
us. Yeah, I could see that.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So yeah, it's tough to stay, festive and happy when you're, who knows? And we don't know the end of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is a battle. So I'm in the same boat as you. Thankfully I've made some good decisions in my life where I can ride it out a little bit.
Good for you.
But even that, I can't ride it forever. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell forever is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You know what? I've actually really. So for me, I'm an in-person guy, right? Like I just started coaching, just like you. You like to be around the people, like
Absolutely.
It's just who we are. It's just part of what's in our inner nature.
Yeah.
And so when I see the people on the virtual training, like that's motivating to me because I'm like, man, these guys are tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that you can do this without the luxuries of the gym, but still be connected with us. To me, that's what motivates me. So when I see a lot of people on there, I'm like, Yeah.
Hell
Get
yeah,
it
man.
on. Let's get it
Excited.
on.
Our members are the best. We get the greatest members. They're so solid with us.
But I think
Yeah.
we should keep your traditions. Like that's, for me, that's the same thing. And we're all in the business, and when our business is good, we're good. But when our business is bad, we're bad, right? And so I think this is a challenge for us business owners that we got to find how we can disassociate ourselves from our business and still be who we need to be for the rest of the people around us.
Right.
Right. So I think
That's
that
a good point.
if you didn't do the Christmas tree and like you'll find a way to make that work, but you just gotta
RJ,
be
it's gonna
creative.
happen in my house.
There
If the
you
wife
go.
said you going to
That's
get
true.
it,
That's true.
you're gonna
That's
get
true.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. That's
Happy
true.
wife, happy life.
Where do you buy Christmas trees? Is
Are they
that
doing that still?
do people still
They
buy
gotta be.
Christmas trees?
That's a good question actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't bought a Christmas tree in I don't know.
Really?
Jen and I have never celebrated Christmas in traditional ways, so I don't even know.
First year at the condo, so
Maybe. I'm
Maybe.
just saying, it's like buying a Christmas tree, like smoking, where it was cool before, but now it's gross, like because you're killing a tree, like or
You know,
do people still do it?
so
Is
that's
my
a question
Oh,
for the
yeah.
audience.
I don't even know.
Are people still buying real Christmas trees?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
Yeah.
So comment in the sections right now,
That's
guys.
a question. And so, and you guys always have, right? Bought the
Always
real-
have and
okay.
always will, because when you bring home a tree, you put it up, the smell,
Smells nice, right?
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe
And
we'll
then
do
turn
that.
on the fireplace,
Ooh.
open a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Have
Awesome.
a little lady sit next to you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to give away a little money?
Yes, let's get some money away.
Let's give some money away. We're gonna do a little draw.
All right, so this is courtesy of Foam Insulation Manitoba. So every month we have a sponsor.
Cool.
Generally, when we do in-class stuff, we announce their business, and they give us money to give away for referrals.
Oh,
But
awesome.
this time around, actually, we're doing it not for referrals. We're doing it for the virtual giveaway. So I need a little bit of time to pull that up, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So we're not gonna give away any money just yet.
not yet.
You mentioned off camera that you offer naked sushi at your restaurant.
Do you deliver it?
Do you wanna
or-
talk about
my
that?
God.
No, I'm just joking.
What happens in the restaurant stays in the restaurant, guys.
I actually did see that online. And that is a thing, right? Where they wheel out a girl and they put sushi on her.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's still happening around the world. Vegas mostly, Japan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Japan.
Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Have you ever experienced that?
Well, I think my wife's watching, so
He's
Maybe
gonna
that's how
say-
you met your wife. Maybe they wheeled her on a
Maybe,
cart
yeah.
with sushi.
I like that one. I like it raw.
I'm just, I'm just trying to think, who gets that job? Like, how do you apply for the job of being the naked woman with sushi on top? And how awkward would it be to just lie there the whole time while people are eating sushi off of your body? That would be a little bit interesting, eh? RJ, how exactly are you tallying this up? And are we going to be doing it today, or should we?
Yeah. I just gotta grab all the names.
All right. So the draw is for everybody that checked in, that did a virtual workout. Correct?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you a chef, or do you just own the restaurant?
I am a chef.
So did you start it out by making the sushi?
Yeah. All the guys that work for us now I train them all, so they're
Oh, so you're the head guy. So yeah, okay.
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So a lot of restauranteurs, they don't even know how to cook. They just know how to own the business, right?
Well,
No.
yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So how did you learn how to do it?
Oh, it's like I said, I started working when I was 12. I'm gotta help the parents out and work in a number of Japanese restaurants in the city,
Mhm.
and also some Japanese franchise as well, and learn the trade.
Yeah.
Apprentice here in the city here and in Vancouver, and then took a shot. I had a choice neither to go to university or start a business. So
Mhm.
I said, university could always wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
And took a shot, and the door, the moment we opened the door, which packed busy ever
Yeah.
since day one.
Yeah. Well, as I
Thank
was,
you. Yeah, thank you God for that.
Yeah. when I was mentioning off camera there, like your place was so cutting edge. Like so 20 years ago when I was still single, that was a place I always took my dates. The one on Broadway, and it was just so new age. You know what I mean? It was. I haven't been there in a while, but I imagine it's still up to date. And you said your new, which restaurant has
the Wasabi Sabi and Taylor.
on Taylor? Yeah. So that has the Chicago.
Yeah,
vibe.
that's more like a metropolitan kind of feel to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a bit more hip, hip kind of
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah. So when we can get back out there, that's where we're going,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
All right, RJ,
Joe,
what do
you
we got?
ready? Can you get that in there? Okay.
Okay. So this is going to be the draw. We're going to give away 2 draws, 125 and 125. Is that correct?
We'll just do the one today. We'll do the next one next.
Okay. So we're going to give away
All right.
$125
So
today.
this is week 2, courtesy of Foam Insulation Manitoba, Shabam.
And while that's spinning, just know that the only way you get this money is by watching the podcast. We do not let you know. The winner is
Shelly Karpayak. Shelly Karpayak. Mandy was a close second.
Shelly.
Shelly, you won. So if you're paying attention, you just got $125 K.
And what do we give him? 72.
Yeah, I think it's like 72 minutes.
Yeah.
They have 1 week to claim it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can't.
And Shelly, you know what you could do is just throw another $25 our way, and then we can buy a. We need $75. We can buy a gift certificate, and then you can take that for some sushi.
So speaking of that, you're going to be one of the prizes that we're giving away for this upcoming December 23 days till Christmas challenge. Okay, and it's a support local and a charity challenge. So what I want to do is $40 is going to be the minimum donation. And the reason why I say it's a donation, because 50% of it is going to go to a charity and 50% is going to go towards the local businesses buying gift cards and prizes and all that kind of stuff, right? And so what we're doing is we're teaming up with Fast Fired Carbones. So Jesse, he's the guy that's been on our podcast before. I've got like $1,000 worth of stuff here. Like this is all good stuff. Hair and cut, color, the whole shebang. We got you, right? We got CSP's doing a pullover
really
sweater,
awesome hoodie,
brand new hoodie that we're bringing through.
Oh wow!
We got snow clearance for a month, right? Like it's
I need
all
that one.
That's a good one.
It's all great prizes. And so what we're gonna do is we're teaming up with Fast Fired, and the idea came from a guy that donated 100 pizzas to like local charities. Basically, he just called in one day randomly, didn't want to say who he was. He's just like, hey, I want to pay for 100 pizzas. Please send them over to this charity. So they call it Random Acts of Pizza. So we're calling it the FF, Fast Fired and Fit Fam. So FF, #FF, Random Acts of Pizza. So we're going to take the $40. We're going to take $20 from each, like 50% of each donation. So we'll tally up the money. So, if, $40 is the minimum. We're taking $20 or 50%, and we're going to be buying pizzas. And then December 21st, 22nd, 23rd, we're going to go to the intercity and just basically do contactless, masks and gloves, and we're just going to be delivering pizzas to homes. So usually every year we do the Christmas hamper, right? And last year I think we easily collected over $1,000. This place was packed with stuff. Like we went into the house, and their whole house was filled with stuff from our members. And so this year, we're not going to do that, right? Like just to have people drop stuff off and collecting all that kind of stuff is just going to be too much, and I don't want to like have people back and forth. So this year, people have a chance to win crazy prizes by supporting local businesses. So for instance, one of the challenge would be go like CSP Embroidery on Facebook, right? Boom, you just supported a local guy, right? We're going to send them to your pages, and that's going to be the challenge. And it's going to be the same thing, wheel draw. And we've got 18 prizes right now. My goal is to get 23 good prizes, and then 50% of that is just going to go straight up to buying pizzas.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to be coming up soon. I'm just putting everything together. So Fit Fam, be aware of what that's going to be happening, and we'll probably just do e-transfers. I'm thinking like just avoid people coming in.
Well, if we are going to go to the inner city, Joe and I can drive because that's where we came from.
Yeah.
Well, we know those streets pretty well.
The business owners would get out there and like actually.
That's a great cause. I mean, talk about Christmas hamper. I mean, we grew up. That's what we get.
Yeah. We had those too.
Yeah, because we didn't have much, right? And then I remember getting toys, out of that Christmas hamper and a big turkey, man.
Yeah.
So imagine if somebody's ordering 3 big pizzas to your house.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're a real success story then. You went from being in a family where you got hampers to now owning 3 of the best restaurants in Winnipeg. You know what I mean? That's great.
Yeah. Well, we all work, right? I mean, I mean, Canada's giving us the opportunity, especially Winnipeg, the community here as well. I mean, it's great.
So what kind of life lessons would you give to somebody as an immigrant, as a father, as a business owner, to be successful in life? Like, what kind of advice are you going to give out there?
Just believe in yourself and just work. Work hard. Yeah.
Work is underrated.
So
you have to work.
So let's define work, though. What does work mean?
Just get up and follow your dream and just work what it takes to get it done. Don't rely on too many people, and and don't ask for a handout.
Yeah.
And if you can make it work, make it work. I mean, I texted you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask any questions. You just said yes.
Yeah.
Like you had no clue what was going on.
Why not?
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and I like that.
See, I think
No.
that's great.
Those are businesses I could work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice right there is stop overthinking things and
Yes.
just do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Paralysis of analysis, I keep
Yes,
thinking.
yes.
Yeah, sometimes shoot first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's another good piece of advice.
So Greg P, West member,
Yep.
he actually works with what is it? Cisco. And so he's saying some operators are doing virtual parties by sending the food to the businesses' employees' homes.
Oh.
So that's not a bad idea. So if
That's
you're
not- okay.
you're a business owner, then you can order food from Wasabi, and then you can just get it delivered to their house on a special day.
Maybe the naked sushi might work.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Before it gets too
Just
cold.
kidding.
Before it gets too cold.
But to crank up that heat in your house.
Don't send a mail.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Just get through the winter.
Yeah, you need whatever you can do to get it. So the audience is saying real trees all the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying one was good or bad.
I
I just
agree
didn't even
with
know.
everybody there.
I just didn't know.
Yeah. And some of the stuff that other people are doing is cleaning all the time, so the house is spotless.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Doing the virtual workouts, obviously. For me, like today, I'm working from home, so I did my virtual workout. The hardest part is I'll sit lots, right? So I actually have a light. It's a light simulator, so it's like it simulates the sun, and it has a timer under 15 minutes. And I get up and I like do jumping jacks or whatever. Like it just gets me going again. Because
Right.
otherwise, I find working from home, you sit lots. And then you're like, you try and avoid the foods, and you try to avoid
That's
the
the
foods.
challenge.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you can't, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I'll just have
Yeah.
one or two. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, normally if I was on the go, I wouldn't even looked at those things.
Yeah.
But now that you're at home, it's like, yeah, I don't have them in the house. You guys don't have them in the house, which is crazy. We went to this
Treats?
guy's house on Sunday. I'm like, Rick, where's the chocolate? This guy's like, I got suckers. I'm like, where the hell's
I
the
got
good
lollipops.
stuff? Yeah, I was like, where's the good stuff?
Oh.
Right? So for the people that are very smart, they just don't have it in the house. But
Yeah.
I have it in the house.
Mm.
And so I get it, right? Like that's a tough
Mhm.
thing to do. So
When you
Wow.
cook for yourself, do you make yourself some California roll, or do you just like
Yeah,
how
what
do
do
you
you-
how do you cook for yourself for your family?
You know, it's funny. We operate like like sushi restaurant. We do sushi burritos and all that stuff. To make sushi at home is quite complex.
Okay.
It's a lot of work. I've never made sushi at home, to be honest,
Yeah.
for my family because it's so time consuming.
Okay.
Right? Just cooking the rice, it takes an hour process.
Mm.
And finding ingredients, like you can make California, or how many components are there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I cook for myself, I hate to say this, I do a lot of instant noodles when I get home. But my instant noodles are a little bit different though. I open up the fridge. Okay. Do we have shrimp? Do we have
Oh, yeah.
scallops?
Eggs.
Yeah, everything's eggs, double
Yeah.
egg for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot
I
of
had the
chili
ramen.
oil.
We did his Choichi Ramen on. Is that what it's?
Yeah, Choichi Raman.
Yeah, and I've never had ramen noodles.
Yeah.
I've had instant noodles, but I'm not a noodle guy. Neri is, right? Like it's just part of the Cambodian culture.
Mhm.
Filipinos is rice and some
Yeah.
type of sweet pork, right?
Right.
Generally. And so I had it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
Did it feel heavy?
I was full after.
Yeah.
It wasn't heavy, like I was like, right, like go to sleep. But
Yeah.
it was definitely like I would have never thought to get full on soup.
Oh, it's filling for sure.
And it was good, and I drank the broth. And normally I'm not a soup guy.
Yeah.
And I actually had the entire thing. And it was good. He had like an egg in there, and it was like
Yeah,
it was
poached
like
egg.
hard poached
Poached
egg.
egg, yeah.
Man, it was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let me tell you about Choichi Ramen. We eat a lot of noodles. I don't eat rice, to be honest. Like I have really small rice, most of the time. Choichi Ramen. So we make everything from scratch. Like pork we boil for 12 hours. Like literally 12 hours. So we extract all the bone
They're
marrow
so tender.
and the collagen. Actually, collagen is very good for the ladies.
Yeah.
It gives a nice complex, right, when you eat that, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
So
for the skin.
so you don't get the wrinkles,
Mm-hmm.
ladies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
eating noodles.
Yeah. So soup it's made in house. Noodles we make noodle every day. So we buy the
Oh,
machine
wow.
from Japan. So we make noodle in house every day. So everything we do there is locally sourced and made fresh on site.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us what the difference is between? Because I've gone to sushi restaurants and,
Mhm.
and it's not cheap, and then I've gone to sushi restaurants and it's cheap. So what's the difference between cheap sushi
Well, you get what you pay for, right?
It's based on the ingredients, right? Like the quality of the ingredients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You talk about rice, there's different grades of rice, right? You talk about fish.
Didn't know that.
There's different grade of fish, right?
fish, yeah.
Yeah, sashimi grade, premium grade, seaweed. There's different grades. You can buy seaweeds that you can smell it. It's like you smell like the ocean, right?
Yeah.
The one that's all roasted, it's like premium price. It's almost like everything else in life, right? It's like a steak. You gotta buy it, either prime or triple A or double A,
Right.
So I always believe in the best quality that I can get my hand on around the world. And people said we're expensive. We're not expensive. We charge accordingly.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I always source out different suppliers for the best ingredients around the world.
So that being that's your actual job now, or your role in the company. So how do you go about purchasing? How do you find different? What do you even call them? Farmers? What do you call
fishermen?
Fishermen. How do you find them to get the different type of fish or whatever? Like, fill me in on how that works.
You know what? There's a lot of companies that have been dealing with the last 20 years. They become a little bit complacent as well. So, I mean, doing a lot of work online, a lot of traveling that really helps me, and eating a lot of different local restaurants when I travel. Yeah, it's funny. I stumbled, was online a few months ago. I stumbled across this website. It's called 26 Fishermen out of Vancouver. So they normally deal directly with the fishermen in New Zealand. So if I place an order, they have a really very strict rule in New Zealand. Whatever they caught in the boat, it has to be sold. It cannot be thrown back in the ocean, or otherwise they'll lose their license.
Oh, really?
Which means they're not just getting something that they don't want and throw it back. So I've been working with them the last 2 months, and the fish coming out of there is unbelievable. Yeah. The water is super cold. So you want to eat fish that comes from a water that's really, really cold, right? So it's fresh. It has a lot of fat content, right? Fish fat is very good for you. It's not like, saturated fat from a cow or a pork, right? So it burns well. It's good for your skin. Omega-3, there's a lot of that. So salmon from New Zealand, king salmon, is probably the best in the world.
What's the most expensive sushi you've ever created, and how much was it? What were the ingredients in it? Did you remember ever doing some just unbelievable?
Well, we just did, just before the other shutdown, we did a Kobe beef nigiri sushi, which is maybe a slice of Kobe beef wagyu from Japan.
And Kobe beef is the most expensive meat in the world. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So how do they do that? They massage the cows. So what's the whole process?
Yeah, they
So
massage the cow. They feed them a lot of beer, so he gets really fat, right?
Okay.
And then they plays the music to this cow so they can sleep, and then guess what? I'm sorry.
So that's what makes it the most expensive: the beer, the music, and the rubbing. Rub down?
And the rub down.
So hey, listen, if aliens were to come down here, they wouldn't be eating guys like us, right? Like
you guys are way too lean.
So tough.
Yeah. Thank God, fat tastes good. So, okay. So, and how much was it? Do you remember?
We did Kobe nigiri, which is pieces, and we put a sea urchin, which is uni, out of Vancouver, and we top it off with Russian caviar.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, I think we sold
Around
it for one piece, which is like buy for $50.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's probably the most expensive. And there's people who actually loved it. Yeah. And caviar, it's my favorite.
I feel like I feel like sushi. People are connoisseurs, almost like wine or cigars. You
it's
really
like a steak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sushi and steak, I think, would be. People know what's good sushi, and people know what's good steak.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm not at that point yet. I don't know what good sushi and bad sushi.
How about steak?
I just think all sushi is really good.
Yeah.
How about steak? I don't know. I've eaten a lot of steak, and I couldn't tell you if I like one cut of meat more than the other.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. But
depending on how it's prepared and.
Yeah. But I also don't spend a lot of time in restaurants and dealing with people who really know how to prepare food. It's just me or my wife, and we keep it simple as fuel, right?
Right.
So, anyways, I think we're about out of our time here, guys. One more time, if you guys want to support Cho and his restaurants, $200 gift card, right?
Face value.
Face value for $150.
That's correct.
And how do they get it? Website or?
Website, or it's just call each of the restaurants on our website there. So every store has carry those gift package.
What's the website called?
Just go under wasabigroup.com.
WasabiGroup.com.
Okay.
$200 value for $150.
There you go.
Can't go wrong.
You got to support your businesses
And
too,
you get
man.
to try multi-restaurants. You get to go to Wasabi.
Absolutely.
Get the sushi burrito. So we're
Yeah.
going to be filming there in the new year. And then the ramen noodles, which if you haven't tried it,
Yeah, I want to try that.
Yeah.
definitely it's worth it.
Yeah.
The spicy, what was it?
Spicy garlic.
The spicy garlic. Jerome even liked it. Like, he doesn't like spice. He took one home.
Jerome,
Yeah,
Sunday at the
yeah.
condo. We do that this time. Sound good?
Yeah.
And then we also have and one more time, how are people winning our?
So we're going to be doing a minimum $40 donation. 50% of that is going to go towards the charity, the Random Acts of Pizza, that we're going to be delivering pizzas to intercity homes December 21st, 22nd, 23rd. The other 50% is going to go towards supporting other local businesses.
Cool. And don't forget, today we got Coach Jesse kicking your butt on
yeah.
the virtual. Tomorrow will be me. We're going to be doing an ab session.
Wear white shoes.
Wear white shoes.
What
So
about
guys,
cooking show?
We're out of here, guys. Cho, thank you for coming on to our podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.